I have no doubt that today will be viewed as one of the most important announcements in American history, one that'll absolutely be discussed in classrooms for decades to come. This is an announcement to rival the JFK "We choose to go to the moon" speech. What I'm about to share will not only change gaming forever, it'll change your life forever. If your parents are divorced, this news might get them back together. If your dog ran away from home, this news might bring them home. The point I'm making is the magnitude of this announcement is unlike anything you've ever experienced. This would be like if the government came out today and confirmed that there's aliens at Area 51. So I hope you're ready to have your third eye open to the future of gaming.
If you don't know, pretty much every single esports organization is vastly overvalued because they're all subsidized by venture capitalist groups that are probably going to get fed up in 3 to 5 years when none of them are profitable, or crypto exchanges.
What the fuck, man?
Dude, where'd you get that?
Oh, this thing, I forgot I was holding it. Yeah, this is the Rocket League Spring Major Championship trophy where we took first place in front of a sold-out copper box arena in front of God and every sports fan on this planet. That's the Moist Esports way.
Obviously, I'm talking about what you're wearing.
Oh, you're talking about the CEO Championship belt where we took first place in the Smash Major back in October of 2021.
How do you keep doing that?
Oh, winning? Yeah, hard work, perseverance, life, liberty, pursuit of dubs, the whole nine. Just champions over here.
Okay, I get it. Moist is super successful. You don't have any crypto sponsors, but don't you have to burn a lot of money to win that much?
Didn't Susan give you a lot of money to burn?
So you just burn the money like this?
Just like that. That's looking good.
This is fun.
It gets addicting, I'll tell you what.
I could get used to this.
Who's Susan?
Woo! Woo! Something right about me and Moist, huh? I'm at home.
All of us at the WET headquarters are extremely excited to have Ludwig on board as one of the owners of Moist Esports to really continue to grow it and make it something extremely special. He's not just going to be like a random co-owner that no one even knows is associated with Moist Esports, kind of like Snoop Dogg to FaZe, where all Snoop Dogg's done is take a single photo of him holding a FaZe chain, and then I'm sure he's completely forgotten what the fuck FaZe Clan even is. Ludwig seems equally as passionate and excited about Moist Esports as we are, and we already have some very big plans in the works to make it something really special this year. Also, for the record, everything Ludwig has ever said about esports is 100% accurate, right on the nose. Almost no esports organizations are profitable. The fucking lemonade stand you ran as a kid in middle school probably brought in more money than tier 1 esports orgs. It is an industry that just gobbles up these clams non-stop. It is just gluttonous when it comes to eating money, but it doesn't even have the decency to shit out a little bit of it in return. And that includes Moist Esports. We are so far from profitable. It is bleeding money faster than a crypto bro investing in a shitcoin that he saw on Twitter. But for us, it's more than worth it. The content is absolutely unbeatable. Even just this last weekend, we got to watch Genesis 9 where Moki took third place in one of the biggest Melee tournaments ever held. We got to watch Light take third place in one of the biggest Ultimate tournaments ever held. The content is just beyond exciting. We have Rocket League starting up again where we just got second at the last major, and then we also have the Apex LAN major rolling around in February. Like, we just have so much incredible stuff going on that is just the best fucking content. So losing all that money on it doesn't bother us, and it doesn't bother Ludwig. In fact, he seems very excited. Now, in an ideal world, a picture-perfect utopia, it'd be nice to eventually have some profit come in so I don't have to just keep paying for everything out of pocket. But even if that doesn't roll around, if we never make it to that fantasy fairy tale land, I also just don't mind putting up all the money myself every month. Like, it is so fucking worth it for me because I have some of the most fun watching and supporting our teams play and compete, and I know Ludwig will too. He's already been watching and he's already been getting super excited. He was at Genesis 9, so he got to watch some of the Moist Esports boys fucking pop off live and in person, have his hair fucking blown back by their overwhelming testosterone and spiritual presence on the goddamn sticks. It's just such an incredible ride, and it's amazing to have a friend like Ludwig on board for this now, because I think the things we can do together with Moist Esports are going to be fucking incredible. Some of the things we have planned right around the corner, I'm really excited to share with you as they come closer. There's just a lot on the horizon here for Moist Esports. This is just the beginning. We've only been around for a little over a year and a half, and we've already won 7 majors across 4 different games. We'll get ready to multiply that number by 100 this year, even, maybe. Point is, we're aiming to do incredible shit. And big wet sloppy kisses to Ludwig, who's now one of the owners of Moist Esports. I know this is going to be incredible, and I hope all of you are as hyped up about it as we are. So, yeah, just wanted to talk about this, and that's about it. So, yeah. You probably can't tell just by looking at me, but I spent over 10 hours outside yesterday. It sounds like a Mr. Beast video. It's almost unbelievable that someone like me could endure something like that, but it's true. Now, let me go ahead and define outside. I don't just mean leaving my house, going from my house to like a movie theater or something like that. I mean actually in the thick of things, under the scorching sun in the heat of Florida, drowning in the humid air, suffocating on my own saliva. I'm talking about me and nature. Just Charles and the great outdoors at Universal Studios Orlando. I swear to God, this isn't a sponsored video or anything. There is a reason I'm talking about this. I just need to set the stage first. Nobody believed in me. They said I couldn't do it. They said it couldn't be done. But you know what? To all the naysayers, I went out into the real world and proved you wrong. I braved the wilderness with ease. For over 10 hours, I slapped that shit around, and it was no problem. They said, Charles will give up after an hour, he'll be crying and whining, and, it'll be embarrassing. But you know what? I didn't give up after an hour. I may have held in a pee too long, waiting in line for the Amazing Spider-Man ride, and maybe let out a little urine preemptively, but even though my pants were wet, my eyes were dry. I didn't cry, I didn't complain, and I had a great time. So, why were we at Universal Studios, you're asking? Well, it's because the #1 Rocket League team in the world, Moist Esports, is in the United States right now. They came to Tampa to do a little boot camping before the RLCS World Championship, which is starting August 4th. And while they were boot camping, they wanted to experience the best this great country had to offer. So we took them to Universal Studios and showed them what we're all about. With the Jimmy Fallon ride, Fast and Furious, E.T., Men in Black, we spared no expense showing them what makes America so awesome, so fucking epic. Now, for those that don't know, our Rocket League team is EU-based. It's Rise, Joyo, Vatira, and Noah, and for some of them, this was their first time experiencing Universal, and we wanted to make sure that they got the best impression possible. So while boot camping, we took a day of just having fun, going out there and getting grimy at Universal in the 105-degree weather, with 98% humidity or some shit. Like, it was amazing, and I know they enjoyed it. I have no doubt the blessings of Jimmy Fallon and Vin Diesel will turbocharge them and prepare them to take first place at the RLCS World Championship this coming week, and I'm super excited. Of course, I'll be doing a watch party on Twitch, as I have been for all of the other tournaments, and I absolutely can't wait to watch them perform. But what I really want to focus on today is those rides. Jimmy Fallon raced through New York, Fast and Furious, I don't remember, Fast and Furious, Welcome to the Family, bitch, E.T., Save E.T., and the Men in Black Attack ride. The reason I want to focus on these is because I believe this is the best humanity has to offer. When you think of amusement parks, you'll think of like Disney and shit, and when you think of like specific rides, like really good thrill rides, or just in general the best rides ever, you're probably thinking of things at like Six Flags, the big roller coasters and shit like that. But I'm here to make a very convincing argument on why you're wrong to have that opinion. So let's start with the obvious one, Jimmy Fallon's race through New York. I don't know if I can actually show any footage of the rides here because they're pretty explicit that they don't accept any photography, but I know there are plenty of videos on YouTube showcasing these rides in their entirety, but I'm just not going to roll the dice here. I'm just going to paint a picture with words. So this ride puts you head to head with late night's #1 guy, the superstar, Jimmy Laughs by the Gallon Fallon. And my God, he spares no expense here. He's bringing his A game. Not only is the ride great, but the jokes, whoo-wee! I mean, You're going to be having thrills, and you're going to be having cramps in the side of your belly from how hard you'll be laughing. The whole experience here is something that cannot be understated. You go into the NBC studio, you're seeing all kinds of cool NBC lore, and then Jimmy Fallon calls you up. It's your time on the late night big stage, baby. You get to see some highlights from the Jimmy Fallon show, such as the time he smacked an egg on the top of his head. I mean, who could forget? And then Jimmy Fallon talks to you. You sit down in these really beautifully comfortable chairs, which are just made out of metal, and they're at like a terrible angle, so you end up sinking straight down and hitting your tailbone on a jagged piece of metal because it's constructed so well. And then you strap in, and you're in for the time of your life. It's a giant dome, it's a big screen, and Jimmy Fallon's talking to you. The objective is simple. We, since we're a team, we are going to be racing against Jimmy Fallon through New York City for the sake of beating him. And if we beat him, that's good for the ratings and it makes us happy. If he beats us, we suck. That's about it. And, we engage in this race, and it's cool. You immediately bust out of the NBC studio. Jimmy Fallon's drifting around corners. We, as the audience, we're drifting all over the place too, and it's got like haptic feedback, so your chair's bumping and grinding all over the place. In particular, at this showing, the people behind me were really having a hoot and a holler every time Jimmy opened his fucking mouth. They were losing their shit, so they were having a great time. We were all having a great time too. I mean, just ask Joyo. Joyo, I've never seen someone so happy. So we're racing Jimmy Fallon through New York. We get to see a lot of cool things. We get to see the Statue of Liberty for a little while. We get to see other cool New York stuff like pizza. Jimmy Fallon throws pizza at us. We go through the subway. And then in a giant plot twist, it turns out our vehicles, they're not just roadsters. Like, we're not confined to just the simple streets. Not Jimmy Fallon, not with these plebeians. So he's outfitted our vehicle with jet boosters, so they turn into giant rocket ships. And now we're not just racing Jimmy Fallon through the streets of New York, we're racing him to the moon. So then we take it to the moon like real men, and then we take a giant space cannon back to Earth, and then we re-enter the studio, and then it's neck and neck. Jimmy Fallon's a little ahead of us, so we pull a kind of dirty little pit maneuver, take him out of the race, and we beat him back, and we win. All in a day's work. Jimmy Fallon's been defeated at his own game, and we leave with smiles on our face. It was a memorable experience, and it was a lot of fun. Now, compare the 35 seconds you spend racing Jimmy Fallon to the 45 to a minute you spend on a roller coaster. The answer should be obvious as to what's more fun. Like, in a roller coaster, you don't get a cool story. You're not even racing against anybody, and Jimmy Fallon's not even there. So I don't know why anyone would ever choose a roller coaster over racing Jimmy Fallon through New York like 5 times in a row. But let's move on. So Jimmy Fallon is, of course, a banger. The race through New York ride, amazing. One of humanity's finest works. But we're only just getting started because Universal also has the Fast and Furious ride, and my God, if you ever need to feel like a man, just go on there. By the time you get out, have a fucking full beard and a hairy chest. This is something special. So, again, not going to show any footage because I don't want to take a chance here. But the story is as follows. You've been invited to a super secret party. It's a big banger. So we get briefed by a live action human being who's talking with CGI Ludacris on a TV screen. So Ludacris has these pre-recorded lines where he's like, hey, welcome. You're about to go to like a super exclusive party. It's fucking awesome. And then the live action guy is just like, hey, listen to Ludacris. Ludacris is talking about a party. We're about to go to a party. Then they funnel you into another room, which is the same thing, where it's a live action person on a mic with a pre-recorded Ludacris going, this party's going to be nuts. But I hear the FBI is about to raid it. And then the live action person's like, damn, but I was looking forward to this party. Well, better get them on their way. So then they send you into this party bus, which is the ride vehicle. It's this giant party bus thing. And then they take us to the party. It's got it's a screen with a video that plays, and it's just a bunch of people like dancing. And then the FBI shows up. They say, hey, we're the FBI. We're shutting this party down. Hey, this party's too lit. Get out of here. Party's shutting down. Then Roman comes in. He's like, oh, what do you mean the party's shut down? The FBI pulls a gun on him. And then Vin Diesel and Letty rise from the ground on a semi-truck and say, "Hey, put that gun away." We got our family here, talking to us on the party bus. So then The Rock shows up and says, "My gun's a lot bigger," and he's got a big gun. And then after that, FBI guy leaves. He's like, "Owen Shaw's coming for this party bus, and we gotta save him." So Vin Diesel's like, "Coming for our family? No, sir. Get him out of here." So then the party bus starts moving. The Rock comes on the screen in the party bus, because the party bus has screens. And he says, "One of you is a super secret agent that Owen Shaw wants to kill, and he's not going to stop at anything till you're dead, so we got to get you out of here." And then what follows is 15 seconds of pure chaos. It's only like a 15 to 25 second ride. It's, not all, the star that burns brightest burns out the fastest, as they say. It's it's the best 15 seconds of your fucking life. So you're in the party bus, then all of a sudden on two sides, there's now two screens, and it's playing a video where Owen Shaw's got like a fucking wrecking machine that's drifting all around the interstate, that's chasing us. Vin Diesel grabs onto a fucking helicopter and throws it to the ground. Letty hits you with a grappling hook. And all the while, it's playing the most over-the-top sound effects of all time. So, like, you crash through one of the cars, and it actually sounds like a bomb goes off in the vehicle because they put the speakers right next to your ears. So it just has, like, this absolutely apocalyptic boom sound that'll deafen you for a little while. And then eventually, like, oil spills, and then, like, a water tank blows up. And they have these water jets in the party bus, which are aimed directly at your eyeballs. So when the water goes off, it like shoots a bidet into your eyes, which blinds you. So it takes away all of your senses as quickly as possible. So you're blind, you're wiping your eyes, you're trying to unclog your ears. Meanwhile, fucking Roman and Vin Diesel are slapboxing Owen Shaw on top of a nuclear missile. Like, it's fucking crazy. And it ends with the party bus falling off a bridge, and then Tez saying, "Congratulations, you did it." Didn't really do anything besides get beat up by the party bus, but you feel like you accomplished something. You feel like you bonded with the people you went on the ride with. It's a banger. It's a great ride. I love it. Another absolutely fantastic piece of human ingenuity and creativity. Now let's talk about the ET ride. This ride's existed since back when Jesus was still around, it feels like. The ET ride is old as shit, and it feels that way. When you enter ET, the first thing you're greeted with is the smell of an antique shop. I don't think that place has been properly cleaned in the last fucking 40 years. It smells so old. It smells like a grandmother's butthole. It is absolutely awful. And the mission is simple. E.T.'s been kidnapped, and you have to save not only E.T., but some of his alien friends like Blanca or something. And so we're going to save them from a distant planet, another world. But it's really innovative because you tell an instructor your name, your first name, so whatever you want it to be. They're not going to like check your ID. So you tell them like, I'm Paul, I'm Biff, Bill, whatever. And at the end of the ride, once you save E.T., spoiler alert, E.T. reads your name. He says, "Goodbye, Bill, Paul, Biff." It's so cool. It's so fucking cool. This was so ahead of its time back in the 1800s. But the ride, let's get to the ride. You get on these bikes. The ride is meant to look like bikes. And it takes you on a journey through E.T., basically. So you have like little wax figurines of people that are supposed to be like cops. You have lights that are going off that are supposed to be like police cars that are trying to stop you. Like, hey, don't go save E.T., that's bad. And then an iconic moment is when the vehicle, like your ride, goes over the city, because you're about to go into space, like going over the moon, like with a bicycle. You're over the city, but since this is so old, they didn't have like a screen to project the city. So what they did is they took tiny pieces of cardboard and put it underneath you, so it looks like buildings that are very small. So they put little cardboard building boxes and lights in it to make it look like a little city. It is adorable. It's like something a kid would make. And then you end up leaving this atmosphere. You're now on a distant planet with horrifying alien animatronics that start singing things. And I forget what the song was, but it almost sounded like a curse. Like in Courage the Cowardly Dog, you remember, it's Doc Gerbil's world. It's Doc Gerbil's world. It's that, but E.T. themed. So you're going through that world, seeing all these aliens, and then out of nowhere it just says, "You saved E.T." One of the aliens is like, "Thanks for saving E.T. He's going home now." And that's it. And then that's when he says, "Goodbye, Charles, Joyo, Matt." It's iconic. I can't believe they haven't torn that down for anything else. I am so happy they haven't torn that ride down. That ride needs to exist for as long as humans exist, as a testament to what we're capable of building. It's so wild that that thing still exists. But anyway, moving on to the next ride. Men in Black. This ride is unironically good. I've of course been kidding about the other rides being fun, but in all honesty, the Men in Black ride is still probably the best ride in Universal and Islands of Adventure by extension. It's just so fun. It's a score attack ride. You sit in a car. They have a little gun with like a little light on it, RFID or some shit, a little laser beam. And the goal is simple. It takes you through the streets, and there's aliens that are hanging all over the place, moving around, and they're actually pretty well designed. Some of them are just like standard, like almost shooting range targets with little targets on you to shoot that are alien themed. But then some of them are just fully sculpted animatronic aliens that'll shoot back. And if they shoot your car spins around. So you're shooting them and it's keeping track of your score. Eventually you can start shooting the other cars, and if you hit them, they spin around. So if you have good aim, you can spin them around like 50 fucking times and make them all dizzy and puke and shit. And then by the end of the ride, I'm going to go ahead and reveal a huge secret here. You fight a giant alien, and Jay comes on and he says, "Push the red button." And there's a tiny little red button that almost nobody knows about, where it's underneath your gun holster. If you press it when he tells you to, you get a free 100,000 points, and you'll win every time thanks to that. So I was able to get 195,000 points, the highest out of our entire group, but it's just a fun ride, like an actually fun one that I think most people know of. Like if you've been to Universal, I'm sure you've been on the ride and had a great time with it. What? You want to go on the Men in Black ride, I know. But you can't hold a gun. I know, it's not fair. You're telling me. I know, hey, it's not my fault. Blame evolution. But anyway, I just wanted to briefly talk about this experience because I spent 10 hours outside and it was no problem. I didn't even get sunburnt. I was putting on so much sunscreen, it was like another layer of skin. So wanted to talk about, the whole experience here and the best 4 rides ever made. If you've never been to Universal, I'd recommend checking them out if you ever find yourself there. Like, they're extremely goofy shit. Like, the goofiest, silliest shit imaginable that I have a massive appreciation for. And, yeah, that's really about it. So, yeah. I'm sure all of you know this by now, but I'm a high-caliber athlete. I'm sure you can take just one glimpse at me, just look at me for a second and immediately deduce that I'm one of those athletic specimen that baffle scientists. I'm built like 3 Girl Scouts did a fusion dance. Competing is in my DNA. Winning is in my blood. They say the human body's mainly composed of water, but not for me. My body is mainly composed of athlete juice. So I love highly competitive events, watching them, not participating in them because it's not fair if I join, because then they might as well just give me the fucking prize money right away. But I love watching and hosting tournaments. You'll remember last year I did a lot of Smash Bros. Ultimate tournaments online during COVID, and I had a lot of fun doing that. And you may also remember during these tournaments we had a raid boss that would come by, this fucking boogeyman that would come through and stomp. He won like 3 of the tournaments that I hosted. His name is Cola, and he's not just a monster online. Offline, he's an absolute menace. This man will come around and piss in your cereal bowl and you'll say thank you, just out of pure respect for him, because he's nutty at Smash. And there's a huge tournament coming around called Smash Summit. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of that because there's a Melee Summit as well, which just wrapped up. It's huge. And this is the biggest that it gets for Ultimate, and Cola has been nominated to participate in it. Now, just being nominated doesn't mean you get to participate. You then move on to Stage 2, which is a popularity contest. Basically like running for middle school class president. You have to campaign to get votes. The people with the most votes get in. If you don't get enough votes, you get fucking blasted and banished to the Shadow Realm. So, Cola had been nominated, but hadn't been receiving as many votes as the other participants, which is shocking to me considering he's like the main character of competitive Smash Ultimate. When I think of Smash Ultimate, I think of Cola. He's like the anime protagonist. So it was surprising that he wasn't already in. He reached out to me on Twitter a couple days ago asking if I'd be willing to like retweet to help get some votes for him. And that's when the neurons really started firing. I thought back to the many conversations I had with Matt and the boys about starting an esports org, and all the times we'd come up with the dumbest fucking names that just sounded like shitty porn titles, like Gushing Grannies Esports and shit like that. And we'd always talked about it kind of as a joke, but as something we'd really love to do at some point in the future. But then when Cola reached out, I started to wonder, could this work here? Without a stupid title like Mommy's Squirters 15 or something. Like, if we were to put a name on it, would Cola be willing to rep this brand new esports idea that we'd have? So I asked him, like, yeah, I'd absolutely love to help you out. I think it's a crime that you're not in it right now, and I'd love to help out in any way I can. But would you be interested in repping Moist Esports, if that's what we'd call it? And he said, yeah, absolutely. And thus, Moist Esports was born. So all the other orgs, fucking TSM, Cloud9, that's all obsolete. They don't treat their players right. They take a percentage of their players' earnings. We don't do that. At Moist Esports, our player gets anything he earns. If Cola is making money at Summit, that's all his. We're not touching it. The only thing we're asking for is he reps Moist Esports. And Cola's been super cool about it. He even changed his Smash GG name to Moist Cola, and it looks remarkable. So if you have an account on Smash GG, vote for Cola for Summit. Summit has to have Cola at it. So please give all of your votes to Cola if you have them. We at Moist Esports will really appreciate it. I'm putting a link directly to the voting in the description. If you have Smash GG votes, give them to Moist Cola. Also, a quick update, Cola just competed in a tournament last night as Moist Cola, representing Moist Esports, won the whole thing, so Moist Esports has a 100% win rate, which is the highest in all of professional sporting history, so we're already making history thanks to Cola. Yes! Yes! Let's go! Woo!
Oh, good stuff to Moist Cola.
That's right, baby!
Please vote for Cola. That was...
Oh, that's huge! Our first and only member of Moist Esports. Let's fucking go!
Eyes emoji. Look at us. Oh, yeah.
No, look at the camera.
Look at the camera. Smile.
Moist Esports has officially won every tournament they've been in. That's fucking right. We have a 100% win rate right now. So yeah, that's the story of how the biggest name in competitive gaming was born. Moist Esports will be up there with like the greats. New York Yankees, New England Patriots. Yep, that's all I can think of. Now, historically, esports orgs are extremely expensive and hard to manage. Obviously, we don't have that expertise or anything, nor do we have, like, designated positions for it. We kind of did this all on a whim, but we are pretty committed to making this work. This is a single player that we're going to do everything we can to, A, help get it Summit and give them anything they need. If they want some Moist Esports merch, we'll have that shit made. We'll have Cola going to Summit in a fucking Seto Kaiba jacket if he wants it. Now, as I've mentioned before, Matt and I actually own a company called Human Media Group, so we work with a lot of online creators and a lot of sponsors. So if Cola does want to actually take the Moist Esports journey, I'm sure we could probably set him up with some sponsors to pay him to play, and maybe we can grow Moist Esports into something more real. But for now, this really was something started just for some fun and to help Cola, who I think is a very deserving player, get into Summit and provide him with anything he would need to compete. So that's what it is for now. It's nothing super huge, but it is something that we are pretty passionate about turning into something kind of big at some point. We're also looking at another player, I don't want to give anything away, and actually helping pay for them to continue to compete at a high level, but I'll talk more on that in the future. All I'm saying is Moist Esports is going to take the fucking world by storm. But right now, it's in its infancy. We're just a fucking fetus right now. We're learning to walk. Fetuses don't walk, but we're learning to... We're brand new. We're figuring it out, and we're going to have some fun. That's about it. See ya. There's only two kinds of people in this world. Me and everybody who isn't me. And which one am I? Well, I'm me. Some of the best stories ever told involve a main character who refuses to give up in the face of adversity and insurmountable odds. But none of these stories ever involve esports because insurmountable doesn't even begin to encapsulate the impossibility of surviving in the esports scene. It is just an infinite void of sadness and financial ruin. And you know what I say to that? Cannonball! I'm coming in willingly. That's right, Moist Esports is here to stay, and we've got some really interesting ideas to try and innovate in the space. So, we're getting a little experimental here. We're doing one of our outrageous watch parties live in person. So we're turning it into like an event, kind of like a Moist Fest to a certain extent. So we're going to be watching our Apex team take home the World Championship trophy in September, hopefully take home the World Championship trophy. Fucking fingers crossed, and I'm lighting incense every day in order to get rid of any kind of bad spirits out there that might weigh us down. And we thought it would be fun to do that with a live crowd to share in the hype and excitement. If you've ever watched any of our watch party streams, you know things get unhinged quick. We devolve into lunacy fast. It gets absolutely wild, and we thought it'd be really fun to do that with a crowd of people that are also energetic and excited to be watching as well. So it's kind of like a live sports event where everyone's getting excited for the home team, cheering for them, rooting for them. And that's kind of the whole idea behind it. So let me just go ahead and show you a little promotional teaser. This is the venue we're going to be using, and we made something a little goofy to announce it. Pterodactyl. P-T-E-R. What's the deal with salt shakers? You fill them up, and where does it all go? Reggie! Ravioli.
You gotta check this guy out, he's fucking incredible.
Come on, boys. Remember what Keanu Reeves said? Get in. No, you came into my house. You sucked my cock.
Get him. Yeah, he's out.
Knocked him, Tracy knocked him.
Nice, boy!
That's a wipe. Fuck you. You fuck me.
Yeah! Come on!
Let's go, boys.
Let's go!
Goosebumps. You suck my cock. Junction, what's that function? Tickets are available right now. You can click the link in the description below to get taken to them if you're interested in attending. It'll be a 3-day event, and hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. Again, this is just us experimenting, you know? We're back in college here, and we're getting a little experimental with ourselves. So, yeah, we've been in the think tank ideating on some real big picture ideas, and this is the one that we've cooked up that we think sounds like a delectable dish to serve. So, we're excited to give this a try. Also, the event is only for ages 18 and above. There's going to be a full service bar as well, so you'll get ID'd there. You'll need to be 21 and above for that. It's not going to be, you know, strippers coming out of the stage and, you know, getting fucking hog wild or anything, but it's definitely going to be content that is not suitable for younger audiences, which is why it's only 18 plus. It should be fun. We're really excited for it. And like I mentioned, esports is a space where you go to financially die. We've seen time and time again over the last decade these absolutely massive organizations backed by huge venture capitalist dollars still go belly up. These VC-backed orgs have more money than Scrooge McDuck did. The amount of doubloons at their disposal would make Captain Barbossa puke. They have tons and tons of money, and yet still they end up tits up. Because in the esports scene, you're just constantly burning money. It's just vanishing right in front of you without ever seeing anything come back to you. It's just being flushed down the toilet, and the toilet never refills with that money. So, even with all of the money in the world, these orgs still end up going defunct a lot of times, or end up in huge financial trouble, like pretty much all of them are right now. It's just stayed stagnant for so long, with orgs not really doing anything new or interesting to try and make the space grow in a way where it can be more sustainable. So, that's what we've been really brainstorming on and ideating on for Moist Esports. how can we do things different and make it more exciting and more fun and maybe down the line actually profitable to the point where it doesn't just have to be completely sustained from my piggy bank from streaming. Not that I mind that, but clearly that's not conducive to a healthy organization. Now, we are already doing things very differently than pretty much every org. We take 0% of any of our players or teams' winnings. They keep everything that they win themselves, which isn't exactly the norm in the space. Now, I understand a lot of orgs have pivoted very hard into content creators and merch, hoping to grow brand awareness through content creators, which will down the line turn a profit, and merch being the absolute focal point. And there's nothing wrong with putting a whole bunch of eggs in the basket of merch because there's a lot of high quality merch that you can sell and a lot of them do. We also have merch too. But there's so much more potential in the scene than just that. So our primary goal with Moist Esports is not to just through any means necessary find profit, nickel and dime everyone that joins the org and go through these predatory contracts or shady exchanges to try and make a buck off of it. It's truly our mission to make the esports scene more exciting and grow it in a way with Moist Esports where the money comes from the content and not on the backs of players doing deals for the org or taking their revenue that they've earned or anything like that. It's just doing it in a very different way. And we think that the live watch parties could be a really fun idea. So if it goes well this time around, maybe we look at doing it in more than just Tampa. We could do live watch parties across the country and turn it into like a really fun watch party tour because we do have a lot of teams, so we'd have plenty of content to choose from for majors, super majors, and like in this case, world championships. So yeah, anyway, this is our first big experiment here and hopefully it goes well and everyone has an incredible time with it and we can look at expanding it in the future. So tickets are for sale right now. It's September 8th, 9th, and 10th at the Straz Center in Tampa. The format is, like I mentioned, we're going to be doing our watch parties live, so we're going to get our nice big, fucking casting couch out there. We're going to be projecting the game, and we're all just going to be fucking going wild and crazy together. It should be a fun atmosphere. I imagine it'll be very similar to going to a sports game for your home team, but all of the announcers over the speakers are goofballs spouting SpongeBob references and getting real wacky. So yep, looking forward to giving this a try, and yeah, that's really about it. So yeah, I've been called many things in my life, but no one's ever called me a coward. I'm just kidding. That's like the main thing I get called, that and short. I'm afraid of flying, cockroaches, one-day-old expired food, high fructose corn syrup, my own shadow. We could go on for hours here going through my list of fears. But you know one thing I've never been afraid of? Making history. And that's exactly what's happening right now. I'm going to give you a little State of the Moist address here, which is honestly more important than the State of the Union, I would argue. I just want to go over everything that's currently happening with Moist Esports because a lot is going on right now. I'm sure all of you have seen some of the biggest organizations in esports are all struggling financially. A lot of them are pulling out of big games. Other massive orgs are firing the majority of their employees, letting go of teams. Entire organizations dissolving almost overnight. It's just been this absolute septic tank explosion of shit where all at once all of these major organizations are realizing that esports is a terrible business for making money, and they can't sustain themselves any longer. But you know what this means to me? It means it's time to push even harder into esports. While everyone's running away from the volcanic eruption, I'm running towards it, baby, with a spear in my hand and fire in my soul. So that's why I'm happy to announce, and you may have already seen this on Twitter, Moist Esports is officially entering into the Valorant scene. Ludwig is a co-owner of Moist Esports. I already talked about that. We made a really fucking amazing announcement for that. And the first big move we're doing together is combining Mogul Moves with Moist Esports and created Moist Moguls, which is our Valorant team. I'll go ahead and play you our hype video for it.
Stupid.
Our first game is actually today, so Ludwig will be watch partying it on YouTube, I'll be watch partying it on Twitch. It starts about 5 hours from the time this video goes live, so definitely tune in. Now, this is something we're extremely excited about. It's something that we've been cooking up for quite some time. And man, the timing of this announcement is amazing. With so many orgs making these grand departures and these huge financial statements about how nothing in esports is profitable, all of which is true, we're still here pumping our fist, celebrating. We're sitting at the table with our party poppers, our party hats, and a birthday cake, and we're just happy to be here. Obviously, we haven't cracked the code either. We're losing tons and tons of money a month. And god damn it, I'm excited to say that number is only going to continue to climb now that we have a Valorant roster, one of the most expensive esports to be in. But together with Ludwig's power and his willingness to also just burn money forever, we've got a strong roster. Our team is the former Breakthrough roster, and I think we've got a shot to be the best in the world. I'm just going to fucking say it, baby, with my whole chest. I really believe in these boys, and I'm super excited to watch party all of their matches. And I just really wanted to get all of this out here in a YouTube video as opposed to just on Twitter, and then talk a bit deeper about more things Moist Esports related moving forward, because this isn't the only big thing that's been going on. We do have one more announcement that we're keeping a secret for at least another week or so that I think is going to be just as hype. So stay tuned to the Moist Esports Twitter to get that information, that hot drop the second it's off the press. That shit's going to be fucking amazing. And for those that didn't know, I'd also like to share that Moist Esports has already won our first major of the year. Our very own Light just came in first place at Level Up Expo for Smash Ultimate in a triumphant fashion. I'll go ahead and show you the highlights from the grand finals in just a moment. He had to win 6 games to do it instead of 3 because he went to loser's bracket right before. So then he made it a little more climactic for the storyline, which I appreciate, made the content pop off even harder. Doing these watch parties for our teams have just been incredible. It's some of the most fun I have streaming, just going absolutely hog wild, cheering for the squads, and just seeing them succeed is amazing. And I can't wait to watch the Moist Mogul Valorant squad pop off. Yeah, I'm just super excited about all of it. Hope all of you are as well. I'll go ahead and pull up the grand finals highlights with Light vs Tweak from Level Up Expo. Alright, come on, Light. Let's go, baby. Let's make a crazy W here. 6 wins, first place. Sounds great to me. Just keep fucking him.
I'm loving like the games he was playing.
Nice. That didn't kill?
I'm surprised he lived, but very surprised. I want to say I doubt he'll bring it back, but what do I know? These two are so insane. And then back here for insurance.
Oh, okay. I don't exactly understand how all of that hocus pocus took place, but I'm happy with the result anyway. 5 more W's, please.
Him just jumping by the ledge like that.
Come on, Light. Come on, Light. Come on, baby.
Oh!
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
4 more W's, please. Let's go, Light.
Oh my lord.
Oh, baby. Good. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's get this last stock out. Come on, Light. Let's put that last stock away here.
Actually crazy.
Light just understands. He just understands.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Insane gameplay right here from Light, who would up throw. Add on a little extra damage here and darken him a bit.
Good parry. All right. Bracket reset.
Parry up.
Now 3 more, Light. 3 more W's.
Parries, man. His defense is on deck.
Beautifully done. He's
8 now.
Huge. Let's get huge.
Scary, man.
Come on, Light. Come on, Light. Nice.
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 A quick F smash.
Nice. The up tilt.
Oh God!
Wow.
Excellent. 2 more W's, please.
The awareness you need to have to know he's gonna go for that.
2 more W's. Let's go, Light. Beautiful. No. Oh, good. Up tilt.
Oh, he did a tech roll
Nice.
towards the ledge that time, but still the backer
Come on now.
coming
Let's go,
in
Light.
from Light.
Okay, screw on the top right there. And
Nice.
Yeah.
1 more W. 1 more W, Light. Let's get it, please. Oh, just 1 more W, Light. 1 more W. Let's go, Light.
Light off the ledge.
Come on, let's go. His shield's low. He can't hold shield now. Good jabs.
Some damage.
Oh! Oh!
No way!
What in the?
Let's go, Light. 1 more stock. 1 more stock. 1 more stock. 1 more stock. Come on, Light.
GG.
Please, Light. 1 more stock. That was so fucking pretty.
Perfect angle to knock him off the barrel
Come on, Light. One more stock, one more stock, one more stock. Get this last stock out. Come on, Light.
Trade, but my God, full rage.
Come on, Light.
Stocks, and that might be it, guys. He's
Come on.
I mean, good DI for sure. I thought full
Nice.
rage box was going to send that. Oh, okay, Monkey. I thought he got the back air there, but the Monkey flips is on the
Come on,
way.
Light, come on.
Still fighting for his life here. Finds his back
All right,
air.
please,
Okay.
Light. Just last stock here. It's the last stock. Just get this last stock out. Just one more stock here, Light.
It's
Good
so
grab.
difficult now. Light knows he's one good back air, one good up smash read away from closing out
Please,
this
Light.
whole tournament.
Oh my
But
goodness,
Tweaks
no way!
combos
No,
when-
he wanted to go for a double.
Nice, good illusion.
I know Charlie's sitting on the edge of his seat right now.
She's right, I am. Please, Light.
have to listen.
Oh my!
But he ain't
Let's go!
recovered.
Let's
Your
fucking
level
go.
champion, Light.
Huge.
Yes, man. Yeah,
Holy shit. What the fuck?
Had to get to a game.
That was pure flow state.
Finals, won the second set.
Woo! Got him with the old backdoor reach around through loser's bracket. That is a nice dubski.
The sigh of relief, the pop-off, and
Let me see that trophy. That's going on the shelf.
to highlight his speed tier at level.
What's that made out of? Diamonds? Hey, 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 be careful slapping
Hold it
that.
up for the world to see.
Fucking huge.
First
Woo!
major win of the year for him.
I'm sure you can tell just by looking at me, but I am giddy with excitement. I feel like a little kid on Christmas Eve who just wandered downstairs and caught Santa Claus leaving Robux under the tree. I feel like I'm 8 years old again and I just watched Spider-Man for the first time because I have incredible news to share with all of you that will no doubt change your lives. If you were a virgin before watching this video, you won't be after it. Or at least you won't be for long. Moist fucking Esports, a name that commands respect and elicits fear. Moist Esports is an org that we started back in August, so we haven't been around very long. We're just a little baby crawling around looking for a titty to suckle some milk out of. But in the short 8 or 9 months that we've existed, we've done some incredible stuff so far. I'm extremely proud of all of our players in Moist Esports who have been winning majors and just doing incredible things, and today I have by far our biggest announcement yet, our biggest leap in the esports scene. And it reminds me of a very powerful and profound quote from an old Redditor. He said, "In this moment I am euphoric, not because of any dog shit esports org's blessings, but because I am enlightened by Moist Esports." Humans have always asked, where do we come from? But the question we should be asking is, where will we go? Will we colonize Mars? Will we explore beyond our solar system? Moist Esports has a bigger dream. Winning a Rocket League World Championship.
Side of flip reset on the side of the run. Flips it. Beautifully. Up for the double. Down for the touch. Joyo.
Be one heck of an equalizer as this is dropped in by Rise.
Denying the big clear from AJ. Here comes Batira. He'll put it through.
Yes, boost. Joyo on the slow. Right to the down. Right on the goal.
This was sweet. High altitude, bar down.
Look at this team play from everybody on Team Queso. The demo, the pass from Batira.
Yeah, it's not a prank or anything. Moist Esports actually did acquire the Queso roster. If anyone's familiar with the Rocket League esports scene, you no doubt know of Team Queso. Team Queso made some massive waves recently, being probably the best team EU. And we've been working very hard recently in order to give them the best possible deal to get them excited to join Moist Esports, and we were lucky enough that they said yes. So the Queso roster is officially part of Moist Esports and will be representing us in the upcoming major, which is actually tomorrow as of posting this video. Now, I will be streaming the entire thing on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/moistcritical. I like to do that for pretty much all Moist Esports events, at least as much as possible, and this one is definitely one I don't want to miss. We're extremely honored that the Queso guys chose us, and we hope all of you are as excited about it as we are, and hope that you'll get just as fucking wild and wacky as we do when we're watching them play. Rocket League is a game that all of us have really enjoyed watching at a professional level for a long time, so being able to join the scene really means a lot to us, and to join with a team of Queso's caliber is a dream come true. That is absolutely unreal, and we are so unbelievably fucking excited about it. Not only are they good players, but Joyo, Rise, and Vatira are also just really good people. Like, they're extremely entertaining as well. Recently, I got the privilege of playing Rocket League with Rise and experiencing his wrath firsthand. Now, I'm a Plat 2 player in Rocket League, which means I'm in the top 1% of all gamers across the entire universe. And yet somehow Rise is even better than I am. It was incredible. But we were able to really synergize together and make some incredible plays happen on stream, and it was just a ton of fun. Just to shoot the shit with him and just casually slap ass on Rocket League. The entire group isn't just extraordinarily talented, they're extraordinarily entertaining as well, which I think just makes it even more exciting. For anyone that wants to stay up to date on everything Moist Esports related, make sure to follow the Twitter account at Moist Esports. Now, I'd also like to give one other big announcement for Moist Esports right now. I know a lot of people, when they see a merch drop announcement, it's not exactly something super hype. You're not pumping your fist oh my god, it's fucking game time. But for us, it is always a big deal because we put a lot of work into these things and hope that you guys like them. This is our second merch line ever and our first one for the Moist Esports brand. So this is directly going to support the whole Moist Esports project, all the players and the whole team going forward, basically. And we really put a lot of work into this line in particular because we want it to be something that people would actually want to wear and cheer for the team with. Now, unfortunately, the headbands aren't ready yet. That'll be about a month out from right now. There was a bit of a hiccup with the distribution of the headbands, so that'll be later down the line, but everything else is available right now. At moistglobal.com, you'll find the entire Moist Esports line. You can click the link in the description below to go there quicker. And it's something that we are extremely excited about too. The jerseys in particular, we're really happy with how they came out. I think they look fucking great. I think they absolutely slap. And then of course the Moist Esports hat. I always like to wear hats, so I think the hat looks great. So yeah, again, that's moistglobal.com if you're at all interested in getting the merch. I also thought it'd be kind of fun just to go over a bit of the history of Moist Esports, since it seems a lot of people still don't really know too much about it and it's shrouded in mystery. We started Moist Esports in August because one person in particular reached out to me. His name is Cola. Cola won a couple of the tournaments I used to host for Smash Ultimate back in 2020, and last year he was campaigning for Summit, and he asked if I would retweet his campaign thing, and it got the gears turning a little bit. I was like, well, why not do one better? We'll make an entire esports org around Cola for this tournament. And then one thing led to another, and we really fell in love with the entire area. And it's somewhere we always wanted to be eventually anyway. We all like the esports scene. So the timing was right. Cola really kickstarted the entire Moist Esports org, honestly. And from there, we've been learning as much as we can about the space in order to efficiently grow and give all the players the best possible deals that are out there. And it's just been so much fun watching them compete, watching the tournaments on stream, and just going fucking crazy. I've become a massive esports enthusiast over the last 8 or 9 months, and it's just been so fun. And now with the ex-Queso roster officially on Moist Esports, I know it's just going to get better and better, and I cannot wait to watch them play this weekend, and hopefully you'll all join us there to watch as well. I know a lot of people thought Moist Esports was like a joke thing and not something serious, but that is entirely wrong, insultingly wrong. I spit on that garbage. We've been taking it super seriously, and we've put a lot into this org in terms of both money and time and everything, because we want this to be a legitimate tier 1 org that does everything right, where all the players are hype and excited and they all don't get abused by like a shady org or shady contracts or anything like that. We want to be like the premier esports org. So yeah, this is just the beginning for Moist Esports. Having the Queso guys come on to Moist Esports is an actual dream come true for us, and I have no doubt huge things in the future for that group, and I really think this is just the beginning for Moist Esports. I feel like in another year or so, Moist will be the first thing you think of when you think of esports. I can't wait to share some other massive announcements with all of you pretty soon, but yeah, for now, that's it. See ya. All great things in life first started as an idea. Someone brave who wasn't afraid to ask, what if? Automobiles, electricity, ass eating. What do these three things have in common? They all began as an idea. One of the most powerful traits of human beings is our ability to ideate and come up with these complex solutions to problems, or just in general create something from nothing, and it all starts up here in our little noodle. Now, there's a reason I'm talking about all of this. I'm not just on PCP having an existential crisis and ranting. The other day, my friends and I came up with a really fun idea that I thought would be just a really overall positive thing, but I wanted to run it by Twitch stream last night to see what chat thought, to kind of just take a temperature and see where everyone's head was on the proposal. And Twitch chat gave it like a 98% approval rating, which to me is the green light to go forward with the idea. If your voice wasn't heard, it's probably because you weren't in stream last night, so shame on you. The best idea you could ever have is stopping by my Twitch streams at twitch.tv/moistcritical. I stream every day. Hope to see you there. Anyway though, here's the overall idea. For the entirety of my 15 or 16 years on YouTube now, people have just openly left suggestions for content I should make in the comment section of my videos, or in Twitch chat, or just directly emailing me with video ideas. And I have absolutely made content based on or inspired by some of your suggestions, because a lot of these ideas are just straight up bangers. Like, you're dropping heat for free. And I've just been feeling like it makes sense to actually pay you for them. You might not value your ideas, but I certainly do. So starting today, anytime you cook up some fire content ideas, instead of just dropping it in the comment section or throwing it into the Twitch chat, use the Google form linked in the description below and just explain the fuck out of it. Present it like you're pitching it on Shark Tank. Tell us the idea, and then also there's going to be a spot for your PayPal email address. So if we do make something around your idea, we'll pay you $500 for it. But then we thought, why not get a little wackier with it and go hog wild? So we thought about doing a performance-based bonus as well. So if your idea goes hard and the video we make around it pops off, we'll give you an additional $500 if it gets 1 million views, and then after 1 million views, we'll give you an additional $100 per 100,000 views that it gets post 1 million over the course of a 30-day period. It's easy to track performance over the course of a month, but this isn't something that could live in perpetuity, because tracking a video for years down the line is just kind of a headache to keep track of, like, all of that and whose idea that was. So for the performance-based bonuses, it'll be over the course of 1 month, so just a 30-day period. Now, a question Twitch chat asked that was a really good question is, if multiple people submit the same idea, who gets the money? The only fair way we figured out to do that is whoever submitted it first. The first person to give that idea will be the one that receives the money for the idea. I think that's the only way that makes sense. To me, all of this sounded like a fun idea and a way of saying thanks and giving back for just some of the ideas you've been freely giving away for years now. And Twitch chat seemed to agree and convince me it was a good idea, but maybe they were just straight up fucking lying and I look like an absolute idiot right now, a true imbecile. I don't know, but to me, in my tiny little brain, this felt like a fun, good idea. That's not the only thing I'd like to discuss. There's actually another topic that I'd like to go over today. But before doing that, I want to start with something that I haven't said in a video yet, but if you tune into my streams, you'll know. Moist Esports got its first official sponsor, and it's one that I'm really happy about. It's Opera GX, and they're also sponsoring today's video. Big thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Opera GX is the best browser available. It's one that I've been using every single day for the better part of the last 2 years now, and I've never looked back. I love everything Opera GX offers, from the customization to the personalized wallpaper to every single feature that they have available. So for example, let's say you're currently using Chrome. One feature Opera GX has is you can import all of your Chrome settings directly into Opera GX seamlessly. Opera GX also has its own extension store, but all the extensions you're used to with whatever your current browser is also still work on Opera GX, such as Chrome extensions. And another really cool thing is the GX profiles, where you can set it up exactly how you want it to run. So if you're streaming, for example, you can set up the configuration to streaming where it'll no longer show any private information to viewers. Or if your PC's not doing too hot, you can also set it to configuration potato, which just is browsing in its most basic form, so there's no stress on your computer. Opera GX is just the best browser available, so I highly recommend it. You can download Opera GX for free by clicking the link in the description below. I'm still super happy that Moist Esports first sponsors Opera GX. Just what a great partner. So again, big thanks to them. Now the next thing I'd like to talk about is in regards to the thousands of channels that exist now that just re-upload my Twitch VODs, or they'll cut up my Twitch VODs into a few parts and call them like Moist Moments or Moist Critical Clips. And people have been asking me, do they belong to me? And if they don't, how do I feel about it? The answer is no, they don't belong to me. And how do I feel about it? I don't really give a fuck. I don't care that much. I've said this for like a decade now. I make content and do all this shit for fun. If someone's going to re-upload it, I don't really have a problem with that. People have suggested like DMCA striking them. I'm absolutely not doing that. The only thing that's a bit of a headache is now my actual official other channel, Moist Charlie Clips, has to directly compete with myself. Because a lot of these channels are owned by people that aren't in the US, they're uploading while I'm asleep, so I'm not even able to upload my own content before they do, since they're awake when I'm catching some fat snoozing. So that's a little upsetting because I'm getting beaten by myself. So right now, the biggest enemy for Moist Charlie Clips is Moist Charles himself. Another thing is a lot of them are pretty clever. Like, this is a normal thumbnail for Moist Charlie Clips. Aaron makes these. He does most of the heavy lifting. It's not like the wildest thumbnail, but what some of the channels will do is they'll copy this almost exactly and upload it on their channel, hoping that it'll confuse people into thinking it's the official one that I own when it's not. And that's a little weird, but another thing that I also think is pretty clever is some of the channels will actually even censor the swear words because cussing, saying fucks and shit, leads to a lower CPM, so they'll actually bleep it or censor it in order to get the most bang for their buck when re-uploading my VODs. One channel in particular doesn't re-upload the full VOD, they'll cut up bits and pieces and make them moments and edit out the swear words, and that channel in particular has made roughly $15,000 to $20,000 per month for the last couple of months. So they're just straight up fucking farming here. So that's kind of the state of all that. Right now, Moist Charlie Clips is my only other channel. Also the only channel to get uncensored Twitch content from me. I'm gonna have to carve out my own little niche here in the Moist Critical Twitch clip market, I guess. So yeah, that's the only other official one. I just wanted to put all this information out there to let you know that all the others are not mine. And no, I don't plan on DMCA striking them or anything like that. So yeah, just wanted to clear everything up there. That was the other really big topic I wanted to talk about, but I do want to make a mention of something else that I'm not sure if I've even talked about it much in videos, but Moist Esports now does have an Apex Legends team. We picked up former Team Burger, one of the best in the world, and the ALGS is finally about to roll around. So a lot of people have been wondering, when does Moist Esports Apex finally start popping off? And the great news is, it's this week, baby. That's right, November 5th at midnight Eastern time. Yeah, it's a late one, and of course I will be watch partying, you already know that. So, for those that don't know, Team Burger is Australian based, and they are now the Moist Esports squad, which means our team is Australian based. So, all of the Australian ALGS tournaments are going to be super late for US time zones, but you know what? That's fucking fine, baby. So I just wanted to put that out there, let everyone know that yes, now it's finally starting, and hopefully we go super hard out there. I have a lot of faith in the boys. I think they're a very strong squad, so I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited as well. So I just wanted to mention that, and yeah, that's really about it. See ya.